welcome. You're watching dbmnTv. This is Monali Sarambai, bringing to you the news and events from Meghalaya. Here are the headlines for today. A bus overturns in Shangpala, passengers injured. Arden accuses Ambreen for misleading the assembly. Hours wasted in a tight traffic jam in Upper Shillong. And AIM warns on the dangers of 5G mobile network. Another news in detail. A night super bus bearing the registration number AR209099, which took off from Guwahati on the way to Silchar, overturned in the national highway in Shangpala, Ribhoi district. According to the sources on the incident, the bus overturned on the 20th of March. The strength of the occupants in the bus was 37, whose destination was Silchar. Soon as they reached a by-lane in Shangpala, the night super bus turned to another lane due to brake failure. Majority of the passengers succumbed to injuries and were immediately taken to Civil Hospital Nongpo. Among the injured there were few who suffered severe injuries were sent to Guwahati for extra care treatment. The police are still in the process of investigation.
Jadi lah kerpat dia ka enhai bakan pura dah speaker untuk nama kan suki kan punya kali. Jadi karena fosil hang dia kalau dia kalau long kumde. Mereka sampai nila orang lagi beri juga enhai lah tabakim tu pencas kerja. Namar ngala orang babun sin ke hab kali kit jur ndai apa ya jasa kali kit beri ya ki wan dia barang long kumde cincang mo kim met kumde Cuan bat kali passenger dia. Di sini yang ni peraman sim, dah kabur ada sertifikat kena makan kamsuki kita kali. Namun kajob ini siliang sasiliang. Kami lah kena tanggai mat sausin sansin ko ada hingga cincia. Kali kiat, kali kitchup, kali kitso, kali rit. Tentang kali rit dah par bas slap hagam nengong. Kili sesulong kipai kelas kiwan dah Guwahati kipai kelas Guwahati. Namun balik. Ini dah kali kebakar kuning kali kecerdasannya. Jadi ya sudah buat sertifikat ni ngi sengan yang ibang isaying ne marjan kamtam kunrit kunria dah kerja mesti ki kun ki lakal ne kamtam ne dukan ja kadan ki yang kali bam jang ne demut kan wan dai dak benang se kan terade nang te kan som siliang te kan ngade yakine kali bayang ne ye bam jai bam ye.
A question posted by the VPP MLA from Khasinews, Livingstone Kharpran, whether the Khasinews PHC is qualified to be upgraded to CHC. The Minister in charge NPP MLA from East Shillong, Ambreen Lingdo, clarified and explained that the PHC still has to improve and that the government needs to provide with the essential equipments and staff to render proper treatments for patients. With dissatisfaction on the answer delivered by Ambreen, Arden Embasayomoj VPP cut in and accused the Minister of Health of misleading the Assembly with her answer that Khasinews PHC is not yet fit to be upgraded into a CHC due to its lack of proper equipments and staff. Ambreen made it clear that the government will provide the requirements of all the CHCs, not only the Khasinews CHC.
And in her supplementary reply, it seems that the government is trying to mislead the House, sir, because in this reply, she said that CHC is functioning as a full-fledged CHC. But when we ask about the doctors who are supposed to be there as specialists, we ask about the equipments, it seems that they are not in place. So, is this not misleading the House, sir?
No, your question, please.
Yeah, that is my question, sir. Is this not misleading the House?
Sir, the
reply is clearly mentioned full-fledged. It's been working as a full-fledged. But when we ask about the minimum norms that are required to be there, the minister seems to be not able to reply. So, may I know whether this is not misleading the House, sir?
So it's a matter of perception, sir.
It is
I
not.
have said that the health center, CHC at Khasinews is functioning, which is what the question was. When asked about whether or not certain equipments were not there, or are they there, or are they functioning, I have said that some of the equipment need to be upgraded and we are working on that. Number 3, the Khasinews CHC Center, sir, is a non-FRU, which means it is a first referral unit. So we have also said that we have other specialists who are there. not all specialists, because very recently there was a need to improve the numbers of specialists across the state of Meghalaya. An effort has been put and we are working on it. So question of misleading the House does not arise. Just for information to the Honourable Member as to why we say that it is functioning. Between April 22 to February 2023, new ANC pregnant women registered in that CHC totals 536. 536 women registered themselves in that CHC, which shows that we are working. Yes, with some constraint because of some unavoidable circumstances, because we are upgrading the quality of the doctors posted in that CHC. Sir, we have also said that there are so many patients now that continuously register in that CHC. So it's a matter of perception. Yes, we may be falling short of certain services, but we are putting all efforts to ensure that that CHC becomes totally functional, sir.
Sir, I beg to disagree with the Honourable Minister that it's a matter of perception. I raised my supplementary question based on her reply in this August House. When we asked about the gynecologist, is there any gynecologist in that PAC? May I know the name? May I know the name of the pediatrician?
Sir, as is the case in several other health facilities across the state of Meghalaya, there is this need to ensure that all of the norms for CHC are adhered to. We have in the CHC 4 medical doctors, and like I said, 2 are out on training and will be back to their services at the earliest. So we've also said that the delivery room with an operational facility, which is the OT, is functional as a first reference.
The regular traffic jam lasting for hours in National Highway 40 extended from Umsherpi Bridge to Umdingpun Bridge, Upper Shillong, has caused prolonged inconvenience to people coming down from Penursla Dauki, Shela Sora, Mausindra, Maukerwat, Mairang and Nongstoin. The MLA from Miliam, Ronnie V. Lingdo, addressed this complaint of the public in the Legislative Assembly meeting on the 21st of March. He urged the government to speed up the construction and expansion of this road as soon as possible. The Minister of PWD, Preston Tinsong, answered with a promise to speed up the construction and expansion of the road from Umsherpi Bridge to Dauki for the welfare of everyone.
Ronnie, please.
Sir. So I'd like to thank the Honourable Deputy Chief Minister for the reply. Sir, it raised a lot of hopes when, tender was called for this Shillong-Dauki road, because we all use that road. And sir, it took me more than 1 hour when I left home to reach the assembly. And a lot of students, people who use this road to commute to their place of work, place of studies, and have been stranded on the road for more than 3, 4, 5 hours. So, may I know from the Honourable Deputy Chief Minister, what is the reason for retendering of, package 1, as per the reply, Deputy Chief Minister, even package 5 and package 3. May I know, sir, the reason, what leads to retendering of these works?
Sir, as far as package 1 is concerned, the company whom the ministry has allotted to work under this provision, direct supervision of NHIDCL, they ultimately surrendered work halfway. Then ultimately, I remember in the month of March, April 2022, I personally went to Delhi. I met the MD and I met also the secretary of the ministry. We discussed at length about all these issues, and ultimately they took a decision that retendering process has to start. They have done it. In fact, they have already completed the processing of retendering. However, only one single tender again participated. Then ultimately now they again re-tendering, the whole process again started, and I'm sure within the month of April this process will be over, and once that is done, the work can again resume. That is as far the package 1 is concerned. And also I would like to tell here, as far as package 1 is concerned, even the shifting utilities is still on, and we have already had a series of meetings under the level of Chief Secretary and also under my level, where we monitored 24/7, because we wanted to make sure that the shifting utilities has to complete at the earliest possible, and this also the target has been kept, that by 15th of April, the whole process of shifting should be completed from our side. And as far as package 3 is concerned, sir, this is the bypass of Penusla, where at that point of time, the landowners and the traditional heads, they are against the bypass, but now they are ready. Therefore, the NHIDCL now is preparing the DPR. And as far as package 5 is concerned again, sir, the same thing happened, where the company has just surrendered the work, and now the process of tendering again is in the final stage.
Next, supplementary question.
So though my supplementary is not related to this question, but so we're having huge problems, reaching the place where we want to go. So sir, may I know from the Honorable Deputy Chief Minister, I think there was, a move to construct a western bypass. So if that is also taken simultaneously, sir, I think it's going to ease this traffic problem that we are facing, not only the people of Shillong, but, people living in those areas where they have to use this road to reach, places where they want to reach. May I know from the Honorable Deputy Chief Minister, what is the status? Though it is not related to this question, sir, but since, this road is being used by, the entire part of that state, so may I know from the Honorable Deputy Chief Minister, because as per his reply, it seems this work will take some time to restart, sir. So if this western bypass can be taken up on a priority basis, sir, that will ease the problem of people who use this road, who need not use this road if there was a western bypass. So may I know from the Honorable Deputy Chief Minister, sir, regarding the western bypass road?
Yes, sir. Though the principal question does not relate to the supplementary question, however, for the interest of the Honorable Member and also the members of this August House, sir, the status of western bypass right now is in the stage of land proceeding. We have reached to section 19 of the Land Acquisition Act, and I'm very sure if everything goes well, maybe within 2 or 3 months, we will be able to start. We'll be able to hand over the land to the concerned company so that they can start to work.
So I'd like to express my gratitude to the Honorable Deputy Chief Minister, but then, of course, at the same time, request him, sir, to please take this on a priority basis, sir, because I think the Honorable Deputy Chief Minister himself uses this road. I think he must have been stuck on this road sometimes, though with all the escorts also. And imagine the common man, sir, who do not have escorts. So, sir, I would request the Deputy Chief Minister, sir, to please take this on a priority basis so that we can ensure that, we do not waste time, traveling, just wasting time on the road. Thank you, sir, for this.
Yes, point noted, sir.
So, I believe there must be a terms and conditions for a company in the tender, sir. So, may I know what action is being taken if there is a condition in the terms of and condition while calling for a tender? I believe there must be a condition, sir, that a contractor or a company must complete this work within the stipulated time. But when this company left the work halfway, what action has been taken against this company, sir?
Sir, though the tendering process is not under the control of the state bureau. However, again, for the interest of the honourable member to know, the Ministry of Road Transport under the NHIDCL, they called the tender and then they did everything, and ultimately the work was allotted. But of course, there were few conditions before signing the final work order with the concerned company, and one of them is in case if they fail to complete or in case if they surrender, then their security deposit will be forfeited. That is one of the conditions. And the details, other details, I don't have right now with me. So for the other details, maybe I will collect again and accordingly I'll explain.
The Awakening India Movement AIM on the 21st of March submitted a letter to the Chief Minister Conrad K. Sangma and the Governor Paukugu Chauhan to disapprove the upgrading of 5G mobile network in Meghalaya. While speaking with the media persons in Shillong Press Club, the president of AIM, Banshai Marbanyang, informed that as per the reports received from the Medical Biodiversity Authority of India, there is a possibility that the use of 5G mobile network will affect the health of the human body and attack the immune system, resulting in weak immunity, which will be prone to lethal diseases like brain cancer, breast cancer and other kinds of illness.
Nakalian juga penhun ngilapa yang kini letter support ka sarkar jala lembau chief minister ban ngilapa ro kumyo chaw governor in charge of jala Meghalaya ya ka bang ngilapa ban pensange no ya ka jing pentrikam ya ka 5G apo ka jala ka jongi kani ka jing pha ya kani ka letter kam chumla dei tang apo ka jala Meghalaya namar nadu ba ka sarkar ka pentrikam nadu bulan Januari jung snem bamenta nilai I ba nakaliang jong ka Manipur, ka Nagaland, Mizoram, Tripura, Assam, Arunachal Pradesh kini berfai kila pentrikam po North East jongi yakni 5G. Tendai anda habang itip pa, anda habang iyo ek report na po Delhi lembaga Indian Council of Medical Research yakni ka 5G kidang dan hareng kani ka jing study yakni ka electromagnetic radiation. Namar balai ka electromagnetic radiation katkum ka letter ka bang iyo ek report kadep kedaw lupa hang ni lembaga ni ka National Biodiversity Authority kadep penpa bagi don sibun ba ki jingpang ki bakta ya met jungi ki brio ka jingpang ka beningkong kalong ka brain cancer ke gadi ka brain cancer ngatik ngait ba baro nakaliang jungi ngitip ha ka kata ka brain cancer namar ka jikta ya bor jabing ka jungi ha ki babun ki benta nangta ka baar ka de ka breast cancer kani ka breast cancer ro ka de ba baro khat ngitip hi kadika breast cancer kadandro ekanika childhood leukemia kadika childhood leukemia ro gadan ki khlong den teng ki bom parla ban ya ro wat hadin sansnem rusnem kartar kimla ban ya kadan ka jingpang ha ka jingmut jing perkhat jungki kim parla ro ban school nanta kadon kadika heart disease kanika heart disease le kumbangi I ha kanika por ka bamenta kadika balong kumbong no bayong kli laman ka por ni ki briu siyap ki suklan ki subon ki jingjia man le ki jaka babun sin ki omba kadai ka heart disease namar ka heart disease automatically ro kalong syaka stroke ti kadi kani ka ek berkhoi ya ka bangi tip sai lumba kani ka electromaji bangi kran hiru apa ka jalal jong bangi pharo yani ki city syaka sarkar jala lemba chief minister ngila pha lemba governor ngila pha ro syaka health minister jong ka jala Meghalaya ban pensange no ya ka jing pentraikam ya kani ka 5G apa ka jala ka jongi namar ko bangi I ki jingpang ki babun bha ki dan ki biru tenteng ki ong bangi pot akiskor letter ka bangi pa sa sarkar hangning ila kedeu ru ya baro ki jailing baper kumno ki jingpang ki trikam balai ki trikam ka e ki jingjia ngi ki brio bat ka jingjia jong kani ka electromagnetic radiation kam chimla de hero tang ha kamet jungi ki brio anda habangi I menta ki jingthong jikte ka kata idon ki so ki barang hapedeng uding ki puot na kimi ki ksan kimi ki knyang ki babam ya kitu ki so barang lung teng gidon ki ding ki bakelon no balai jubek tanggle air ki kelon no andre ki ding ki la tlat no nama balai ka electromagnetic radiation lane kata ka radiation ki waves baper ki petrai kam ta ki rung ki sam lamba ya ka met ka phat jungi ki breu ne wat ki jithun jing te brukum jo wat hadu ka met jong ki marat ni ki simro matangi iba kani ka electromagnetic radiation ka kata deina ta ka daw nakliang jong ka weekend the movement nadu bakalaya kumjo ha ka bede kumbangi paulo do mencem snam bangi yakun ya kani ka covid khat kendai la ni kata ka klam ka bang kata ya ka met jungi kibreu ngem chim ong bangin chu sange no ban chu pet kai ba ya ka jingpang ka jing sitom jungi kibreu kan nang ya kata om tang ka covid ka ban kata andai matang ila ba ka 5G ka kata denya ta ka daw ni hab ban dawa na ka sarkar jela hi bro ko wei kumju wan ulat jong ka jela ban pensange ya ka jing pentrai kam ya ka ni ka 5G hapo ka jela ka jungi om bagi company kin yo ya ka pisa kin lum ka pisa na ka ta jungi pa ba andai ni kentur i company ke beper kum ka Jio ke Airtel ke Reliance ne kiwi company ke ba pentai kam ya ka network link apa ka jala jungi bakin sange no season dan amban wan ra ya ka jingpang na ka beta jungi kibreo bat ka aka bar khoi ka long bangin yen ban yada na ka benta ka jingkot jingkhia jungi kibreo bat bangi kibreo ngindang na bandang yen tre ya ta na ka sngi na marbale ka jingta jokan ka electromagnetic radiation kumalong no hakini ki por ke bamenta ka jingjor bha ka de ka ni ka hypertension ke diabetes, ke blood pressure, ke stroke, kini kilong ke eke bama bahado kata-kata. Kaca bangilai ke cabangi pai ni osngau bagi break yang iking klik. Anda habi king klik ke kelon no. Anda kelon ke teopat yo blood pressure. Balik ke blood pressure ke teri kamenta. Ke jingkentiu jong ke blood pressure ke met jong ngi ke breu ke di lembakan ni ke radiation ke buan lembakan ni ke 5G. Kani ka jingput ki skor teng kalau beput kelot teng kindon teng jingwin ki kali pak ki kali ro asngo ku beput kelot. Kawan ke jing king ka kli kawan ke jing bayong ka kli dia kata kalau ka ek berkhoj ka ba nginum la ban pediang dalile ro am ban ong ban dak pentri kam 5G pok jela ka jungi ba chu kadang kani ka katarak bong no ka jingpang ka blong ya ka ka medical condition ya ka ba ke jing pet ki kmat ka jungi labang ipet ya ka ek teng i kum ba kalong blor ngiso kum ba kalong blor anda abang ipet dia tak kadang kani ka katarak ro ka bon ketak mentai ya ka met ka phat jungi ki prio nang ta kadon ro kani ka impaired sleep ane kata ka jingduna ka jing yo thia ka jungi kidon sipun ba ki jingpang ki ba nginam la ban ong ban chu snap ban chu menti klem da keren na marbale kalong ke ka basnosi aba ka wan ban kata ki pai ba jong ke jela hi jungi bro ko we namar ngi keren hiru apa ka jela kani ka keren ro apa ka ri india hi bro ko we menta namar shu ko mangi keren ki riu ken thai ki long kemi nama kadon kani ka infertility bong no ka infertility kalong baki long kemi ke bade bandang armet ro kim armet chu dikani kalong ka aka bangi snausi adu kata dadangi penpau shu ya prang hapeng kani ka jingpang ka bawon ketak menta nama kidon sibun ba ki jingpang ya ka ba lemba kani ka electromagnetic radiation jangan ni 5G kawan ban ketak ya ka met ka phat jungi menta deina ta ka down na kaliang jong ka weekend India movement kanumla ban chushong ban chupet kai nawan ngila juyo osngau ro baki breu ki ong bakadan ke jingpang hak sni do jongki balai ke jam ka sni do ka jingjam jo ka sni do teng ada ngi kum ting kho tang ha i mau ba mulu malaro kalamong ka kti kene kalamong ka kijat nama balai ka jam ka sni do nama balai ka don kene ka electromagnetic radiation ka bakta ka met ka jungi nangta ka don kene ka jing sitom ha ka jabing jimut jimpkhat ki klung jungi ki don ki klung jungi ka brang lek school anda bagi lek school ki yo ki notes na po ka school bagi di bele ek homework yeng anda po yeng ki thai ki thia ki yo thia na namar bele kadon kani ka brain stress ka bakta ka damage ya ka jimut jeng perkhat ki klung jungi khamtam ki to ki badang hapo ka khatan snem karta le khamtam ki to ki klung ki badang sang dreus nem news nem pras nem le kalong ke ek basnusi bani i ki namar bele kadon ka jingta ba shirkai hadu kata ya ka banginum la ban pedang ba chupet ban ong ba kalong bangi chusnga namar balai nakaliang jong ka sarkar jela jungi nado mencam snam ko mangi i pada do mentau snam hadin balawan pentri kam lembaga ni ka Jio company ke Airtel company la shu sngape la shu simben ba pensngam andai an habangi i pakum ki company ki ba pentri kam ya ka kiat la na yu secret kamdan keno ka advertisement amdan kino ki company ke ban pau la shu pentri kam ki tang man yo pisa.
A young man with the name Sakharia Sothyang, a Labour resident in Maushabut on Saturday evening while coming back from his place of work, intending to head to Maulai Nonglom, where his sister resides, was stabbed with a dagger in Themyo Maulong by people whose identity was unknown. As per the testimony given by the family members of this victim of violence, this incident took place in the evening between 8 to 9 o'clock on the 18th of March. After the commotion, his friends took him to his workplace at 3 on a Sunday morning and later was taken to the hospital. Due to the severity of injury and loss of a huge amount of blood, doctors from Civil Hospital transferred him to Nigram's Hospital. The family members of Sakharia launched an FIR to the police of the cantonment beat house against the attack on the young man.
te kajing dia ngi kali baha manta ya uni u kunrut jongi nam ta kani kajing dia jong u kala don pa kadau arbanai mansua bat kini ki perlok jong u bat ki tu ki bayalek yawan bat u te bat kini kita hari bahasa ang tua temator di basong ha ki surok te ya kendu ha tugas ngi te ma uru umpai berkat bakil kan roy kaliang sholang kaliang jerong ketilang hi ma uru te rei hadin pat kadau adai na kabantai kita ki perlok jong u te ma u yarap lang kenya ki da ka jeng yarap jong u pat de la sya pen men sao yo u da kata ka ba kani ka lok jong ta u lok jong ka u ba ya syok bat uni wa pen men sao ya u te kadai ka lok ka jong utahi la ring ya u cakendong la dung da katari na ka tu ka sadem jong u te kat ba ma u pan bana ai itu isu iki breu balaya bun breu hang tu te tang kum tahi namar ba kadau kalong nak benta jong kita kalok jong ur kadai ka hari te mentaro uong ma u nga itu lut kita ki perlok kita ki breu bagi ta kalok jong u ka ba syadung haka katari kaladai hadu uklong senam te hang ni ha po sibil la ra yo u kim la su tang ban sumar ki pha bek no chani krim te hang ni hani krim ki ong lada kani ka senam teli ka badon hang ni uklong senam jong u ki mut ba lada kam phoj kin puj namar ba lajur ke jeng mensau te rei don bok ba klen sya puj namar ba la su le da uni u jri bantan ya ketugas nam jong u na krong te menta kala kham bahagi kendian te dan kam tang ban sumar bahaya u so gomna so si jur ken so si hadu kata-kata namar ba karukom jingle keladai ba mut bandung yap sendon ya u keladai kata-kata ri hadu uklong senam bu la mong katu mengila pej hako kas kaining hang ni tengi songsi kain la dayap ru la dai baniap hi suong ba ublei udang sumar ya u te nam ta kan ni ngi kom gi bahayeng ni persya ajur ya kini kiri bomman te la kumnu ka sorkar la da kam le ai ki pat ba jaj ben riu jongi ti hak ban le ai nam ta kini te ngaruk ngasu kerpat namar kat kum kani ke jeng dia uni u khun jongi ti ngilong songsi jur mo ba kum kani nang nei chakmat kam dei su kan banja te don kam banya sim kialem kum ki para jaj ben riu ki jongi namar ki dei ki briu ki khun ki jongi ki kandu kum kini ki kam bat ki wei ki jaj ben riu te ngi don kam ban don ka jingkit li lem mo banang nei chakmat kam dei su ba kan dia ya no
ki ka jing snow te umpi ni kinos
ngakan tu ya kan di sorkar ba kadai ban le nam ta kan ni moton ba ki don kam ban simkia bat kadai ru ba kin weng no ki sendon ken kat kani ki jing dia ka yeng ka sem ga jongi ki ni so si mo namar balai ki la sim kabu da ki wei pat ki jaj ben rew ya la ki jong ki brew ki jongi ma ki kim dei ki trai snong jong ki ngi dei ki trai snong ngin ka sorkar ka dan hok bakan le bakan le si sendon menta la da kadang yai beteng kum kini te long ngiru ngim so tenat tengah kerpat ya ki ba ya ka sorkar ka badai ban le keloy ya kan ni namar ngiru ngi so si jur kum kan ni la jap ubrew adai ban yap dei tang jing senai blei udang la im ka sorkar kan hab ban le keloy menta ngim kem dei kam dan hok su bakan dang le jai ya kan ni ka kam nang mi kisngi kat nang wan ti wei kisngi yo snyo ki jeng bana ki bas snyo ki ba chat kai ya ka jaj ben rew ka jongi te kum no ngin sya ba ngin le ben ya kini ki bre da ki wei pat ki jaj ben rew kin wan le don bor ngi don ka hok bandawa ya ka sorkar ba ka dei ban le keloy ya kan ni
Santa Mary Shillong, MLA NPP from Sutanga Saipung, who defeated Vincent H. Pala in their 2023 recent elections, discussed regarding the opening introduction of the Governor Phagu Chauhan during the budget session on the 20th of March. Santa Mary praised the introduction of the Governor during the budget session. She also extended her gratitude towards the MDA-2 government under the leadership of Conrad K. Sangma, who upgraded Lom Shnong to CNRD Block Development Office, the construction of the road from Sona Pahar Borkhat with 120 crores estimation. She then requested the MDA-2 government to cease the banning of coal mining, for it poses a great difficulty for people in the constituency, and the entire district is an impoverished state. She suggested that the new government to expand the Highway 6 into a 4-lane road from Mauringkaneng till the end of East Jante Hills district.
For according the sanction and the approval for the Sonapur Borkhat for more than 122 crores last year for construction of the road connecting the border villages of Huroi, Lejuri, Lahalen and Hingaria. This fulfilled the 50 years long demand of the people of the border population. Mr. Speaker, sir, I'm also to thank the government for the border hut in Huroi village, which is also under construction as I speak. This sanction clearly shows that the government is serious about the developmental needs of the people. Mr. Speaker, sir, I also take the opportunity to highlight and address some of the issues pertaining to my constituency and district, which I'm seeking the attention of the government during the present tenure. So with the road conditions, Mr. Speaker, sir, with increasing number of vehicles along almost on daily basis, and also the number of heavy motor vehicles passing through the NH6, there is an urgent need to upgrade the existing NH6 from Mauringkaneng to Malidor to a 4-lane national highway. Mr. Speaker, sir, there is a frequent traffic jam along the NH6 both in West and East Jante Hills district. So I also have another issues, Mr. Speaker, sir. Large number of people in East Jante Hills district depends on earning from the coal directly or indirectly. Ever since the Honorable NGT banned coal mining, lives of the people have been severely affected in numerous ways, and many people were pushed to poverty because of this reason, because of unemployment. Trade and other activities have also been severely impacted, and the ban has been decreased, the purchasing power of the people. Mr. Speaker, sir, I am glad that the government has been taking several initiatives to start legal coal mining, and I'm made to understand that there has been several applicants who have been applied for the mining lease under the MMDR Act. However, mining is yet to start till date. So I wish to request the government to kindly expedite the process of starting legal coal mining and to pursue the matter aggressively with concerned authorities and to ensure that the legal mining starts as soon as possible. I request the government utmost attention to this matter, sir. With these few submissions, sir, I hope and request the government to take all the possible steps to the points I have mentioned for the development and the welfare of our beloved state. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir.
The Superintendent of Police of Ribhoi District, Giri Prasad, informed that the police of Ribhoi District on the 20th of March at around 8 p.m. apprehended 2 people suspecting of involving in the brutal murder of a man from Paha Maulen, Arhomer. The arrested suspects includes Prince Abraham Silyang, 35 years of age, from Paha Maulen, Arhomer, and Sushil Kurbal, 72 years of age, from Umdap Duki. The police had registered a case against them under case number 26 and 302 IPC. The arrest was made on grounds suspecting the murder of Ilyus Rindong, 60 years of age, from Paha Maulen, Arhomer, where he set off from home to the fields in Umdap Duki but did not return home. The SP informed that the 2 accused were under investigation for further leads.
So on 9th of March 2023, around 5:20 p.m., Barnihat Outpost received a telephonic information that there was an unidentified male body found at 20th mile, Ribhoi district. So the police team rushed to the spot for further inquiry. On arrival of the spot, it was ascertained that the unknown dead body belonged to the late deceased Elias Randong of 20th mile, and the body was identified by the family members, and after that the police team started the investigation process. We also registered the FIR immediately next day, and we started conducting the inquiry. So during the course of inquiry, we ascertained that the person who was deceased went for his work on the early morning of 9th March 2023 and never returned back to his home. So after that, further technical investigations were conducted, and also some of the statements of the available witnesses were taken. So during the inquiry, it was ascertained that the deceased person, Shri Elias Rangdong, had some kind of quarrel with two of the main suspects of this case. That is Shri Prince Abraham Silyang of 20th Mile, Riboy district, and also Shri Sushil Kurba of Undap Duki, falls under Riboy district. That the deceased person had some quarrel due to some personal enmity with the above two accused persons. So, along with the available technical tower dams and tower locations, and also the statements of the witnesses, the Riboy police yesterday, that is on 22 night, around 7:30 to 8:30 p.m. we managed to arrest the two accused persons with regard to this particular case. And also we have registered the case under NOMPO PS 26/3/2023 under section 302 of IPC. So based on the arrest which we have made, we have forwarded the accused now to the court, and further investigation is in process. We also assure the people of Riboy that Riboy police is very stern of any criminal activities or crime, and we will be always doing the needful to ensure that peace and tranquility prevails in the district. Thank you. No, so far these two accused persons have been forwarded and arrested to the court, but they have not been convicted because investigation is still ongoing, and only after the completion of investigation we'll file the charge sheet against the accused persons.
Arden M. Basayomot, VPP, presented a debate on the safety and security of people residing in border areas of Meghalaya, Assam, due to the adamant nature of Assam to claim Mukro. He mentioned that Himanta Biswa, the Chief Minister of Assam, announced in the Assembly that Mukro is a part of Assam. Arden demanded from the MDA-2 government to clarify once and for all if Mukro is a part of Assam or Meghalaya. He further accused the government of waiting on the government of Assam. Conrad K. Sama answered the question stating that arrangements of borders are moving forward and the Meghalaya government had doubled the security in the areas bordering Assam and Meghalaya.
I appreciate the Honorable Chief Minister for his extensive reply on my question. So, the reply that we used to get in this August House and what is happening on the ground seems to not support each other, sir. So I'm raising this question because till today there is a constant fear in the mind of the people living in the border areas. So may I know from the Honorable Chief Minister what actually is the reason that these people living in the border areas are still under constant fear? I don't know, maybe it is the soft approach and gentleman approach of the government of Meghalaya that has emboldened the counterparts even to outrightly claim Mukro inside the Assam Assembly. So may I know what actually is the reason, sir?
Sir, it's the supplementary question that has been asked by the Honourable Member of course, requires a much larger debate. It will not be possible for me to go into the details of all those aspects during question hour, though his concerns are definitely genuine. But sir, in short, we have seen that in the last 50 years, that in the border areas, and especially in the areas of differences, there have been different incidents that have taken place in the past. And we could gauge from the way the discussions or the incidents have happened and the different tensions that are there in these specific areas, that it definitely stems from the border issue and the differences that we have, and the fact that the border area resolution has not been reached. And because of these differences that are there in these border areas, there are situations where the tension builds up from both sides. And it's not something that happens like on a particular day that this incident happened, but it's a sequence of events and different situations that finally lead to different incidents that are taking place. And that is the reason why in the previous government, in MDA government, we were very, very keen to ensure that we resolve the border issue once and for all. Because once we are able to resolve these issues, once we are able to mark and demarcate the different areas, we expect that the different kind of tension that is there because of the claims and counterclaims, the movements that take place from both sides, different development projects are affected. All these aspects then leads to these different incidents happening, and there is a continuous tension and pressure, and that's why we are firm as a government that in the first MDA government, we came to a memorandum of understanding in terms of the first 6 areas of differences, and we are working towards ensuring that as we move forward, we are able to resolve the other 6 areas of differences. So in a nutshell, that is what the crux of the problem is. But of course, there are many more facts and issues that are there that are specific to particular locations, which will require a larger debate, sir.
Supplementary number 2, please.
Sir, I understand that I don't want to raise the border issue. I just want to know about the safety and security of the people. This is a must, sir. Whether we settle the border, whether it takes time or we can settle the border now, but at least the safety and security of the people should not be compromised under any circumstances. So reports keep coming, sir, even today, that the people living in the border areas, they are really frightening when they see that these government officials keep coming to the interior part of Meghalaya.
Your second supplementary
Yeah,
question.
I will come to that. So therefore, may I know what is the exact step that the government has taken to ensure that the government of Meghalaya will not compromise as far as the security and safety of the people is concerned. We don't want another incidence of firing of death occurred in the border areas. That is my question, sir.
Sir, again, as I said, the concerns of the honorable member are definitely genuine. And as we have moved forward, sir, as I mentioned, at different levels and different times in the past 50 years, tensions have built up during different occasions. But in order to ensure that we are able to control the situation and also provide the safety, security, and avoid, as the honorable member mentioned, any future incidents. Of course, number one step is to strengthen our own forces within our borders. And that is very important because it builds up the confidence of the people. And hence, as mentioned, that we have gone ahead and sanctioned new border outposts, new police stations, and we have enhanced the manpower, and all these different aspects and infrastructure work also will start there. So all these infrastructure in terms of security, so all these aspects will overall lead to ensure that our manpower and our police force is increased, and our presence is felt, so that there's a sense of confidence among our people. That's number one, sir. Number two, while we do that, it is also very important that we are continuously in touch with the other side. And therefore, in the meeting that was held among the chief secretaries on the 21st of June 2019, it was decided that an SOP should be created and the different procedures should be followed to ensure that continuous communication is there with the counterparts from the Assam side, and hence a very lengthy protocol and system was created on the 30th of September 2020, where the SPs of the areas where the differences are there should have quarterly meetings with their counterparts. Then different long, almost 6-7 pointer SOP has been created, where not just in terms of physical meetings, but every week or every two weeks, they should be in touch with each other on the phone. Communication should take place. The deputy commissioners should also coordinate among each other. If there are any kind of development works that are taking place, then the communication should be taken and or communication should be done, and permission or some kind of an NOC should be given by the other side. Because we've seen that most of these different tensions build up because some side starts doing some work, the other side then reacts to it saying that this is Meghalaya, or the other side says this is Assam. And it's because of the lack of communication sometimes that we see a lot of things that can be avoided lead ultimately is not avoided, and we see the tension building up. So hence we realize that communication, coordination with our counterparts is very important. So this is now happening at the district levels, this is happening at the police station level, this is happening at the chief secretary level, this is happening at the level of the OSDs from both sides who are specifically meant to deal with these situations throughout the state. And most importantly, this is happening at the chief minister's level also, where even a small incident that takes place, we are in touch, I am in touch directly with the Honorable Chief Minister of Assam to ensure that none of these situations escalates, and as far as possible, of course, we want to ensure that none of these incidents take place in the long run. So therefore, it's a large exercise. It requires a lot of coordination. And as I said, this continuous communication is something that is very important. So building up the confidence of our people by ensuring our manpower, our infrastructure and security is increased in these sensitive areas. And number two, communication and coordination with the counterparts to ensure that proper information is always there. Any small incident takes place, it's immediately, we neutralize it. So this kind of framework is what we are working on. And we have seen that many situations which were there, we were able to avoid a number of situations because of this good communication that we're having. And let me assure the Honorable Member and the House that our efforts are continuously on to ensure that our people at the grassroots level, at the border level, at the border areas, especially in the areas of differences, they feel comfortable and ensure that we are able to overall improve the overall confidence level that they have at the grassroots level with these steps that we're taking, sir.
Sir, according to the reply, A4, sir, the Honorable Chief Minister has mentioned that a standard of operating procedure has also been issued to the Superintendent of Police regarding measures to maintain peace and tranquility in areas of difference along the interstate border. So in this particular issue, sir, I would like to ask the Honorable Chief Minister, what is a kind of standard operating procedure in the event of the breach of security and safety to the people living in the border areas by the counterparts?
So the standard operating procedure that is mentioned in the reply is specific to ensure that we are able to maintain the peace. So therefore, the reference is on maintenance of peace. And as I mentioned, we have realized that a large number of incidents take place because of, or the tension builds up because of the communication gap that is there. So this particular SOP that I'm referring to is meant to ensure that continuous communication takes place. The meetings between the SPs are regularly done, between the OCs are regularly done. So this is what this particular SOP that we're referring to. Obviously, sir, if the situation is complicated, where we have different situations that are built up, then as per law, all the actions are taken and necessary steps are taken as per law. So if there is a situation where certain firings take place, then the FIR is lodged. We take up the matter even at the political level. We take up the matter even at central level. So it all depends on the situation that is there. And as per law and as per the situation that is there, necessary steps are taken, sir.
43 Battalion BSF Meghalaya, in its efforts towards ensuring well-being of bordering population, organized a free medical camp on the 21st of March 2023 on international border of South Garo Hills. Doctors of BSF and PHC Rongra gave free consultation to the patients, followed by distribution of free medicines. Besides organizing a free medical camp, BSF also distributed computers, furniture, sports equipments and other useful items to schools and youths who can utilize the equipments. The benefactors expressed their sincere gratitude towards BSF. The BSF spokesman exclaimed that they always extend helping hand to border population for their upliftment and will continue to do so in the future ahead. So viewers, that is all we have for you today. Until we meet again, thank you for watching.